This will be my 10th year here at the Atlantic Mall. Growing up, I have never encountered a black Santa. The first black Santa was the Santa that I encountered as a partner here at the mall. I was splitting shifts with another African-American Santa who was a shade darker, and that is when I realized more people would come on my shift than on his shift. And that let me know that there was a comparison in who the parents decided they should take pictures with. You know, quite a few of them are very proud.
This is the first year that he's really aware of Christmas and what Santa is and who Santa is. And we've been reading lots of books showing various types of Santas. And I didn't necessarily seek out a Santa of color, but I'm glad that we did find one because I think it's important to show your children diversity in all sorts of religions and cultures.
You have different cultures, so why not have different Santas? When I was younger, it was only white Santas. So I think that it is important that we have a black Santa now. I mean, I want my grandchild to see that we have people of our color, you know. It's just as important.
It means a lot to me in this community. For 10 years we've been here. It's very, very touching when a parent can bring back 10 pictures and show that I have held their newborn baby, and they're bringing back all of these photos and show that their 10-year-old child is coming back to Santa for the 10th year. That's a very good feeling. And that's all races. That's Asian, that's Caucasian, that's every race have done that. So that's a good thing. I don't think the children see a color when they come to Santa. You might have quite a few adults that don't believe Santa should be of color, but I have never identified that problem with the children. Christmas represents togetherness for families, and that's what it should stand for. This is Santa wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! Ho, ho, ho!
Well, for the first time since a recorded video went viral, the chief of police in Fort Worth is speaking out about the actions of one of his officers. Our Steve Pickett joining us live from Fort Worth City Hall with that story. Steve?
Yeah, he was joined by the mayor, state representatives, others from the Fort Worth community regarding all of this. That officer in question, his gun taken away. He is on desk duty, but he still has his job. Police Chief Joel Fitzgerald, along with Mayor Betsy Price and others here, commenting on the rising concern over that officer's conduct, as you mentioned, recorded on a camera phone. He arrested mother Jacqueline Craig, her two daughters, after the mother called for police to investigate an alleged assault of her 7-year-old son. That arrest video has sparked protests against the police department itself here in this community based on the officer's questioning and actions against that mother and her children. Today, Chief Fitzgerald said his view of the recording concerned him, as it would any citizen, he said. He called those actions rude, but not necessarily racist. Those were his terms. Others at this press conference today as well, offering maybe a harsher assessment.
I can tell you that I was disappointed with the video. I was disappointed in some of the things that I heard and saw, but as was echoed earlier, each of not only the people that were involved that alleged a crime had happened and that the people that were alleged victims of a crime have, rights, as does the police officer at this time.
I'm going to say that I was outraged. The behavior, instead of actually trying to calm the situation, this police officer engaged in behavior that was not in line with the standard of conduct with the Fort Worth Police Department.
Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we spoke with a former police chief here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Watch this video themselves. They're going to provide you an interesting perspective on what they saw from this officer's actions. Reporting live, Steve Pickett, CBS 11 News.
All right, Steve, we look forward to that. Thank you.
When I first met this woman, I saw Rose and I latched on to her. I told her, baby, I don't want to marry. I just want to be your man. Rose told me.
I told him if he wasn't a mankind, and move out the way so the mankind could find me.
That's what she told me. You're in my way. You're blocking the view. Move out the way so I can find me a husband.
For you instinctively, what was it about this story that you knew that had the right ingredients?
Initially, I was asked to do the film, to direct the film. And I said, not because I was thinking about directing the film, but I said, when I read the screenplay, I realized I hadn't read the play. So I read the play and it said Troy Maxon, 53. And I said, wait a minute, shoot, I'm 55, I better hurry. I called Scott Rudin, I said, I'm gonna do the play. We did the play. I learned so much, and it gave me so much. August Wilson is one of the greatest writers in the history of American theater. So I wasn't ready necessarily to direct it right away. There was actually a 4-year process between when we did the play and when I really decided to do the film.
Corey just trying to fill out your shoes.
I don't want him to be like me. I want him to get as far away from my life as he possibly can get. You're the only decent thing ever happened to me, Rose.
You can't be nobody but who you are, Troy. That's all you got to measure yourself against the world out there.
For you and Viola, give us a little insight. Talk about the connection that you two have to do what you do and create your magic.
I knew when I hired her for Antoine Fisher, I knew I was dealing with a great actress. It already is a shorthand because I ain't got to tell her nothing. You know what I mean?
That's why I feel so good when you two are grooving.
Yeah, yeah. And not just Viola. Stephen, Michael T. Russell, and Viola. We already had a shorthand. We had done the play. We had great success with it. We knew the music, so I had to keep the band tight. That was it.
What you gonna do?
Merry Christmas, everybody. One of the best parts of the holiday season is spending time with the special people in your life. And for me, that means getting some help from my best friend for our annual Christmas weekly address.
Now, given how our first Christmas weekly address went, I realized that Barack needed all the help he could get. This is our first Christmas in the White House, and what? Stop! What? You know what? You got to stop it. All right, you got to get it together. You're gonna have to pull it together, POTUS. Celebrating the holidays in the White House over these past 8 years has been a true privilege. We've been able to welcome over 500,000 guests. Our outstanding pastry chefs have baked 200,000 holiday cookies.
A lot of cookies.
And Barack has treated the American people to countless dad jokes.
They're great jokes.
Not so funny.
Although a few got a frosty reception.
No, the last one. This year's White House holiday theme is the gift of the holidays. And our decorations reflect some of our greatest gifts as a nation, from our incredible military families to the life-changing impact of a great education.
And the greatest gift that Michelle and I have received over the last 8 years has been the honor of serving as your president and first lady. Together we fought our way back from the worst recession in 80 years and got unemployment to a 9-year low. We secured health insurance for another 20 million Americans and new protections for folks who already had insurance. We made America more respected around the world, took on the mantle of leadership in the fight to protect this planet for our kids, and much, much more. By so many measures, our country is stronger and more prosperous than it was when we first got here. And I'm hopeful we'll build on the progress we've made together in the years to come. Tomorrow, for the final time as the first family, we will join our fellow Christians around the world to rejoice in the birth of our Savior. And as we retell his story from that holy night, we'll also remember his eternal message, one of boundless love, compassion, and hope.
The idea that we are our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper, that we should treat others as we would want to be treated, that we care for the sick, feed the hungry, welcome the stranger, no matter where they come from or how they practice their faith.
Those are values that help guide not just my family's Christian faith, but that of Jewish Americans and Muslim Americans, non-believers, and Americans of all backgrounds. And no one better embodies that spirit of service than the men and women who wear our country's uniform and their families.
As always, many of our troops are far from home this time of the year, and their families are serving and sacrificing right along with them. Their courage and dedication allow the rest of us to enjoy this season. That's why we tried to serve them as well as they've served this country. Go to joiningforces.gov to see how you can honor and support the service members, veterans, and military families in your community, not just during the holidays, but all year round.
So as we look forward to the new year, let's resolve to recommit ourselves to the values we share. And on behalf of all the Obamas, Michelle, Malia, Sasha, Bo, and that troublemaker Sonny, Merry Christmas, everybody.
And we wish you and your family a happy and healthy 2017. Thanks, and God bless.